Welcome to your Algebra 2 9.3 lesson, Graph and Write Equations of Circles. So your objective for today is that you will graph and write equations of circles. A circle is a set of all points x, y in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point called the center of the circle. The distance r between the center of the circle and any point x, y on the circle is the radius. So y'all remember this from geometry. You've got a center there, and there's some fixed distance called the radius, and if you stay the radius distance away from the center, and you go around 360 degrees, you are going to trace a circle. Alright, so the standard equation of a circle with center at the origin at 0, 0 is going to be in standard form x squared plus y squared equals r squared, where r is the radius, and again the origin or the point 0, 0 is the center. We're going to graph y squared equals negative x squared plus 36, and we're going to identify the radius of the circle. Okay, well we need to put it in standard form. Okay, so we would add x squared to both sides and write it as x squared plus y squared equals 36. Then we're going to identify the center and the radius. From the equation, the graph is a circle centered at the origin at 0, 0, with the radius r equals square root of 36, because the 36 is r squared. Square root of 36 is 6. So we've identified that r is 6. You go to 0, 0, and I suggest you go 6 units straight to the right, 6 units straight up, 6 units to the left, 6 units down, and that should be enough for you to draw in a circle. Okay, so that's step 3. So they're just telling you right here, like I did, go 6 up, 6 to the right, 6 down, 6 to the left, and then just draw in the circle. All right. The point 2, negative 5 lies on a circle whose center is at the origin. Write the standard form of the equation of the circle. All right, because the point 2, negative 5 lies on the circle's radius r must be the distance from the center to that point, and the center is going to be at 0, 0. So the radius will equal the distance from 0, 0 to 2, negative 5. So we're going to use our distance formula that we learned yesterday, and instead of calling it d equals, we're going to do r equals because it's the radius, and it's going to equal the square root of x2 minus x1 squared, so 2 minus 0 squared, plus y2 minus y1 squared, so negative 5 minus 0 squared. So we're going to have the square root of 2 squared, which is 4, plus 5 squared, which is 25. We have to add before we can take the square root. So it's going to be 4 plus 25 is 29, square root of 29. Okay, so the radius is square root of 29. Okay, so we're going to have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. We're going to substitute square root of 29 for r. And so we're going to have x squared plus y squared equals the square root of 29 squared. So square and square root will cancel, and we get x squared plus y squared equals 29. Okay, do you remember anything about a line tangent to a circle? Okay, a line tangent to a circle is going to be, at a point, is going to be perpendicular to the radius that intersects that point, that has that point as an endpoint. And that's going to be important. We're going to write an equation of the line tangent to the circle, x squared plus y squared equals 13 at negative 3, 2. Okay, a line tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of tangency, so at negative 3, 2. Because the radius to the point negative 3, 2 has slope m equals, remember, you just do the changes in y's over changes in x, so 2 minus 0 over negative 3 minus 0, because the other point that we know that's on this radius is 0, 0, and so you get a slope of negative 2/3. The slope of the tangent line at negative 3, 2, fix that real quick. if I can. So negative 3, 2 is the negative reciprocal of negative 2/3 or positive 3/2. So we're going to, an equation of the tangent line is as follows. Okay, we're going to use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 2 equals 3/2 times x minus negative 3. We're going to use that distributive property and the fact that minus negative 3 is equal to plus 3. So we have y minus 2 equals 3/2 x, and then minus negative gives us plus, and then 3 times 3 is 9 over 2, so 9/2. We're going to add 2 to both sides. 2 is the same thing as 4/2. 9/2 plus 4/2 is 13/2. So y equals 3/2 x plus 13/2. And that means the correct answer is C. Okay, that's it for us today. Thanks again to the Larson Algebra 2 people from Holt McDougall. Do the problems to try on your own and come to class ready to check them and get started on your rounds. If you can't do the problems to try on your own, that means you either need to rewatch the video or you need to go ahead and come on in and get a little bit of help just so that you can finish those problems. That's all I've got for you today. I'll see you in class soon. Have a great day.